story of the rich man and Lazarus the beggar. What a sumptuous gospel feast of symbolism, foreshadowing, and also hope. It is helpful to remember that when people go unnamed in parables, we are to put ourselves in the place of that person, no matter how uncomfortable that may be. It was a commonly held position among the ancient Jews that they were all the oppressed class by virtue of their occupation by Rome. But in the ways of Scripture, faith, the law, and the favor of God, they were arguably quite rich indeed. And Jesus teaches here that no matter where your riches lie, it is important to share them. Father Richard Rohr writes, "Why does the Bible and why does Jesus tell us to care for the poor and the outsider? It is because we all need to stand in that position for our own conversion. We each need to stand under the mercy of God, the forgiveness of God, and the grace of God to understand the very nature of reality. When we are too smug and content, then grace and mercy have no meaning, and God has no meaning. Forgiveness is not even desired. When we have pulled ourselves up by our own bootstraps, religion is always corrupted because it doesn't understand the mystery of how divine life is transferred, how people change, and how life flows. It has been said by others that religion is largely filled with people who are afraid of hell, while spirituality is for the people who have gone through hell. Jesus is always on the side of the crucified ones. He is not loyal to one religion, this or that group, or the so-called worthy ones. Jesus is loyal to suffering itself, wherever it is. He is just as loyal to the suffering of Iraqis or Afghanis as he is to the suffering of Americans. He is just as loyal to an oppressed gay man as he is to an oppressed married woman. We do not like that. He grabs all our self-created boundaries away from us, and suddenly all we have is to free fall into the arms of God, who is our only and solid security. This seems to be God's very surprising agenda, if I am to believe the Bible. Today, let us take time to recognize the riches we do have and see what it is that we have that we can share with those who are poor in resources, or maybe just poor in spirit.
Every spirit crushed, God will save, will be ransom for their lives, will be safe, sheltered for their fears, and will hear the cry of the poor. The Lord hears the cry of the poor. Blessed be the Lord. The Lord hears the